Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Start, and welcome back to Season 2. Today, I want to talk about something that feels very real for a lot of people, especially students, or anyone who is still figuring things out. Feeling lost. Not knowing exactly where you're going. Not being sure about your direction. And I think this is something we don't talk about enough. Because from the outside, it often looks like everyone knows what they're doing. People seem confident. People seem focused. People seem like they have a clear plan. But inside, it's not always like that. There are moments when you stop and you think, what am I actually doing? Am I on the right path? Is this really what I want? And those questions can feel heavy, because you don't always have the answers. I think feeling lost doesn't always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it just means you are in the middle of change. You are growing. You are trying to understand yourself. And that process is not clear. It's not straight. It doesn't come with instructions. For example, maybe you are studying something, but you're not sure if you really like it. Or maybe you have a goal, but you don't feel connected to it anymore. Or maybe you don't even know what your goal is. And that feeling can be uncomfortable, because we often think we should already know. We compare ourselves with other people. We see someone who already has a plan, someone who looks successful, someone who seems sure. And then we look at ourselves and we feel behind. But what we don't see is that everyone has their own timeline. Some people figure things out early. Some people take more time. And both are okay. I've also felt this before. That moment when you are doing something, but you're not fully sure why. You just keep going because you don't know what else to do. And sometimes that feels confusing. But I think one important thing to understand is this. Not knowing is part of knowing. It sounds strange, but it's true. Because before you find something that feels right, you often go through things that don't feel right. And that's how you learn. That's how you understand what you actually want. I think we put too much pressure on having everything figured out, especially at a young age. We expect ourselves to have a clear direction, a clear goal, a clear future. But life doesn't always work like that. Sometimes you only see the next step, not the whole path. And maybe that's enough. Instead of trying to understand everything at once, maybe it's okay to focus on what is in front of you. What can you do today? What can you learn today? What feels meaningful right now? Because direction doesn't always come from thinking. Sometimes it comes from doing. Trying things, experiencing things, making mistakes, learning from them. And slowly, things start to make more sense. I also think it's important to be honest with yourself, not with what people expect from you, but with what you actually feel. Because sometimes we follow a path not because we want it, but because it feels safe, or because it's expected. And that can make you feel even more lost. So maybe one small step is just asking yourself, what do I really want? Not what is perfect, not what is impressive, but what feels right for you. And it's okay if the answer is not clear yet. You don't have to decide everything today. You just need to keep moving, little by little. I think another important thing is this. Feeling lost doesn't mean you are going nowhere. Sometimes you are actually moving. You just don't see it yet. Growth is not always visible. Progress is not always obvious. But it's happening, even when you feel confused. Even when you feel unsure, you are still learning. You're still changing. You are still becoming something. And maybe that's enough for now. There is no perfect timeline. There is no perfect path. Just your path. and it's okay if it takes time. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, because if you feel lost sometimes, you're not alone. And maybe you're not actually lost. Maybe you're just in the process of finding your way. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope this episode feels a little comforting and a little real. And if things feel unclear right now, just remember, you don't have to have everything figured out. Just keep going. That's enough. Thank you for listening to Fluent Start. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.